Alright, is the mic on? Mic is indeed on. Today we will be going on part 3 of Shadowrun Returns. We managed to save Coyote, and now we brought her back to save her arm. Well, replace it anyway with a cybernetic one. Hi! I'm down here! Ah, there we go. Brilliant. Let's continue. Return to the Union. Despite Coyote's clear desire to stand on her own 2 feet, Paco needs to help her through the door into the seamstress. Oh! Hi, Rat. Expected as much. Anyway, where are we up to? Okay, so that's her there. Let's have a look at the rest of this place. And thank you for the follow too, Rat. Algernon. Who are you? Algernon. Past the bar, the edges of a safe house become somewhat indistinct due to the magical haze surrounding a particular elf. The man seems only half in this realm, his mind wandering the far horizons of astral space while his body peddles his otherworldly wares. Good evening, young troll, and welcome to this humble home that we call the Union. I am Algernon Half-Dream. To ease your way through the 6th world, I offer you the best in magical foci, spells, and fetishes for the conjuring of spirits. This is gonna be a joke throughout this entire run, isn't it? Let's see what you've got. Confirm. Eric Merceman. Change your clothes, change your life, right? I know not only will you look better, not that you look bad now or anything, but each one will help you keep you on the right side of the ground. Take a look. Nothing here. For the time being. Things will get better as everything goes on. Theodore Buster Grubberman is a well-groomed orc, dressed with a precision that suggests the straight lines of the military officer's uniform. His hair is cropped short, high and tight, as they say, and the neatness this presents is only compromised by the uneven tusk protruding from his mouth. The only other defect in his picture of perfection is the man's cybernetic right arm, which is obvious enough to be noticeable, but not so obvious to ruin the line of his suit. When he speaks, the orc's voice is soft and thoughtful, and he talks almost exclusively in numbers: calibers, range, rounds per second, arc fire, razor-in factor, tensile strength, and, of course, price. Bunker Buster Grubberman at your service. Friends call me Buster. I also answer to Sergeant, Sir, and even Theodore on occasions. Anytime you're in the market for firearms, ammunitions, or ordnance, I'm your man. How can I help you? What exactly do you sell here? Things that go bang in all shapes and sizes, plus other odds and ends on occasions. Consider me your own personal armory. All weapons are guaranteed to meet strict UCAS military spec or your money back. In addition, I can handle routine maintenance, repairs and upgrades if you so desire. And if that wasn't enough, I also teach a safety and instruction course every weekend. This week we're covering bayonets. Mark my words, they're making a comeback. So, what can I get you? Let's take a look at what you've got. You basic stuff for now. David Fry II. Every inch of the tech alcove is covered in a chaotic patchwork quilt of circuit board, chips, wires, displays, and a million other things that you can't identify. In the eye of this techno-bit storm stands a dwarf, immaculately dressed in and supremely calm. I know that look. Don't let the size of the shop fool you. I can get any Matrix hardware or software that exists. And if it doesn't exist, then I can get it made for you. Any question I can answer or any gear you need. What is a deck? Your jack into the Matrix, or in the context of a run, when you jack into a local node of a facility you're in, the deck determines how many programs and ESPs you can carry and the firepower of your base Matrix attacks. Decks have IP. When a deck's IP reduces to 0, you'll get booted from the system, and it'll hurt. What's a program? A program in the Matrix allows you to defend your avatar against countermeasures and enemy deckers. There are a wide variety of different programs for attacks at different power levels. As you progress as a decker, you can get more powerful versions of these programs. What's an ESP? Johnny, you want to take this one? Sure. When you infiltrate a facility on a run, you'll have a team. When you jack into the Matrix, you are all alone. That's where ESPs come in. An ESP is a highly advanced artificial life program, which when you deploy it, manifests as another team member in the Matrix. Different types of ESPs have different abilities. What do you have on sale? I am too stupid to use these. And there is absolutely no point in me getting these. But that's fine. See you later. Oh, I'm being rude. Let me introduce you to our resident decker and my good friend, Johnny Clean. While in the same overalls that you saw him in upstairs, down here, leaning over the workbench crammed with circuit boards, cables and chips, Johnny Clean seems a totally different person. You get the impression that Johnny was once a hot and as invisible as most infamous. Good to see you down. Good to see you down here. Happy to be of help if I can be. How's the deck used? The decking skill is often used just on terminals in the real world to get information, hack doors, etc. But occasionally a run will have the option or the requirements to go into a local Matrix LAN of the facility you are infiltrating, or order to gain access to valuable information or control more important things in the real world. Why are you dressed as a janitor? Did I stand out upstairs? No, janitors never do. When I was younger, I had a rep for getting in and getting out of systems so cleanly that no one knew I was there. After Matrix runs that earned me my rep were made possible because I was able to get inside the facility posing as a janitor. Now it's just sort of part of me. Is it true that you were part of the Echo Mirage team? Let me take this one. Listen, I've known the guy for over a decade, and he's been smart enough not to tell me. So he is sure as hell not going to tell you anything about those days. For your health and his, best let that subject drop. See you guys around. And now let's go back to where we were going to go. Oh, I did forget. This is Paco. These two are rather connected. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I think that's how close they are. May need to look that up myself. Anyway, back to the game. Dr. Sarah Castle. Make it quick. I need to operate. Thanks for helping me out back there. Look like ouch, bad joke right now. She looks down at her mangled arm. Okay, folks, I'm gonna have to ask you to go sit in the waiting area. Watch some trivid or something. This young lady and I have some work to do. Miss Kubota never said what kind of cyberarm she'd pay for. I want something badass. Got one with a laser inside? You'll take what I give you, lady. Now let's have a look at your face. Leave it. Excuse me? Coyote. I earned this face by being stupid. I'm gonna keep it. End of story. Whatever you say, kid. With one swift move, she sinks a syringe into Coyote's thigh. Nighty night. Coyote looks both better and worse than when you last saw her. All the gaping holes are plugged and she's sporting a shiny new cyberarm. But now with the adrenaline has worn off, it's clean. She needs to get some rest. Good morning. Thanks to the miracle of modern science combined with Dark Castle's magic healing powers, I'm almost as good as new. Better, really. Nice arm. Thanks. Miss Kubota will have me working it off for the rest of my life. She notices your expression. You look like you got something on your mind. She flashes you a puzzled look. What kind of question? About Sam Watts. Sam Watts? What about him? Sam's dead. Holy dreck, Sam! I can't say I'm surprised. He was on the downward spiral for a long time. What can I tell you? Tell me about Sam. I heard you liked him. Ah. I did. You made me laugh. No one else seemed to like Sam's jokes, but I did. No accounting for taste, Sam made some pretty bad jokes. Not when he was sober. He was chill and funny. I guess I knew him best of everyone here. Sorry he's gone. You served Sam the night he died. What do you remember about that night? It was a pretty average night. Regular crowd as I remember. Sam was drinking with a guy named Armitage. Jake Armitage? Yeah, you know him? Met him. He's a charmer too. She bites her lower lip. I like gingers. Anyway, Jake and Sam were having a few. Well, Jake was having a few. Sam was tossing him back, but good. Eventually, he got loud, and he sometimes did when he mixed drinks and who knows what. And Miss Kubota wanted him ejected. Mr. Chloe wasn't around. Can't remember why. So she asked Jake to do the honors. Jake dragged him out back into the alley, and that's the last time I saw him. You said he got loud. Do you remember what he was saying? She thinks. Standard Samdrack? How he grew up rich and didn't deserve this. How he hated his mother. How he loved his mother. It was pretty pathetic stuff. Did Sam have any enemies? She thinks. Enemies? That's hard to say. Sam partied hard, and when he did, he ran his mouth off pretty good. Got his ass kicked on more than one occasion, but no, I don't think he had any enemies. At least none that I'm aware of. Where did Sam live? On the streets, mostly. He'd occasionally convince someone to let him flop on the couch, but he'd always overstay his welcome and got kicked out after a few days. Sometimes I'd sneak him down here so he could crash in one of the bunks. He used one night before I saw him last. How bad was his drinking? If it wasn't just drinking, he would have been bad. But Sam wasn't the monogamous type. He dabbled in everything. Booze, chips, drugs. He loved the nitro, whatever he could get his hands on. It wasn't always like that, but once he got sick, he started using more and more stuff to try and forget about it. Sam was sick? Dying? Didn't you know? Yeah. Everyone could tell. You could just see him and see he was a walking corpse. It had to be the drinking. Then he disappeared for a while, and one day he came back all better. Looked good, even. Hard to imagine. He said his mum helped him out. Never said how, though. Thanks, Coyote. Now I need you two to do something for me. What do you need, babe? I need you to talk to Mr. Delia for me about the Royal Run. He is usually upstairs. Tell him I didn't get the gems. Maybe you can make some sort of deal? We'll see. I wonder if I can speak to Mr. Delia now. Yeah, let's go talk. Mr. Delia. Mr. Delia looks small and tough, with his untraceable shoddy on his back and a heavy vest under his trench coat. He's got an air of someone who gets things done and occasionally does them himself. He might be an ex-runner, one of those rare ones smart enough to move over to management when he felt his reflexes slowing down. What do you want? An island in the Pacific, palm trees, booze, that sort of thing. Smart ass, huh? I love smart ass. Really? No. Now tell me what the hell you want so I can get on with my night. Coyote sent me. He glances at you sideways like you're speaking a foreign language. She sent you. To talk to me. What? Did she slag the run? Is that it? Why didn't she tell me herself? That's a show of disrespect. She's downstairs on medbay, got her arm torn off on the job. Holy heck! How'd she make it back? I pulled her ass out of there. Mr. Delia looks you up and down, takes you all in. Yeah, I bet you did. Okay, tell Coyote no hard feelings. I'll have someone else get the stones. Listen, you look like the sort of woman who might run a crew of your own one day. Might need a little talent. When that happens, you come to me. I'll set you up. I'll remember that. You do that. Alright, spoken to him. Let's go back downstairs. Ah, so that's me stash, eh? Oh yeah, I forgot you can get drones in this. Need to be a rigger for that though. The bunker's a mess and reeks of booze. Searching through the sheets, blankets and pillow, you find an old photograph that has seen a lot of wear. Look at the image on the photo. The picture is of a blonde boy and girl, both about age 14. Sitting on the dock on the edge of the lake. They appear to be twins. The boy has his right arm around the girl's shoulders and is mugging for the camera. The girl is planting a kiss on the cheek while making rabbit ears behind his head with her fingers. Check the back of the photo. Written in a woman's hand are the words Sam and Jessica. Samamish. State Park. Summer 2040. Pocket the photo. Do I have anything else? Black market vendors. I thought I met all the black market vendors. Let's go back to her. In Shadowrunner Circle, the term doctor is often used quite liberally to describe any sawbone with a needle and thread, but in the case of the Union's resident medical expert, nothing could be further from the truth. The safe house boasts a fully equipped medical suite, complete with shamanic fetishes. This is sixth world medicine of the highest caliber. The doctor herself is an unassuming sort, perhaps the type to go unnoticed entirely, if not for the sprightly spirit perched on her shoulder. Like her own personal gargoyle, the spirit's burning eyes follow you constantly. Even As the doctor's own eyes are buried in her charts, however, she does look up long enough to acknowledge your approach. I'm Dr. Castle. I understand you were I understand you were instrumental in bringing Coyote back to us. Thank you for that. And I suppose you were the one that patched her up. It's a shame she wouldn't let me repair her face, though. She notes you eyeballing the facility. I can tell you're surprised to find a full-service medbay under a dive bar in the slum. Don't be. This is a Shadowrun bar after all. For a purveyor of cyberware and trauma kits, there is no better place to set up a practice. I patch runners up, install and maintain the cyberwares, and provide medical supplies for the runs. I may not be as mobile as Doc Wagon, but I'm the next best thing. Can I help you with anything? Can you tell me about the trauma kits? Trauma kits are fully automated stabilizing units that include a defibrillator, spray on synthetic skin, and medical nano machines. They can save a runner's life if you move fast enough. So if you're bleeding out, one of those can get you back on your feet? Exactly. But you have to be quick. This is a Doc Wagon's own field tech, but even their stuff has its limits. I see shamanic fetishes. You're shaman too? While modern medical technology makes surgery less disruptive than it needs to be, it's still an ordeal for both the body and the spirit, requiring extensive recuperation to properly heal. I am trained in the way of the spirit world as well as the scientific world. I do my best to heal the whole patient. What's that on your shoulder? This little guy supports the healing rituals I perform on my patients after surgery, dramatically reducing their recovery time. Not standard procedure, of course, but the results speak for themselves. Let's see medical supplies. I'm going to keep my Nuyen for now. Never mind. Meet all the black market vendors in the safe house. Excellent. So I guess I need to speak to Coyote. You're back. I think the highlights of the Wolves game will be on soon. Want to take a load off and watch it with me? I found something in bunk. Cannot read tonight. I found something in the bunker Sam was using. Yeah? Great. What is it? A photo. Did you know Sam had a twin sister? Yeah, I did. He mentioned her once or twice. It didn't sound like they got along well. She thinks. He was rambling on about her last time I saw him. By that point, he was completely gone. I really couldn't follow what he was saying, but he sounded miserable. Your comlink chips, and the screen shows John Dresden, the coroner of the organ runner. He doesn't look happy. Dresden, you don't look so good. Never mind that, I'm fine. Listen, I'm at the NTSB investigation facility down on the docks with the corpse of what looks like another Ripper victim. If he wants to check it out, I would get here fast before McCluskey does. Thanks for the call, I'll be on my way. The image on the PDA dissolves as the call ends. Another Ripper murder? Where? The docks. I've got to go. Okay, listen. I want to help. You dragged me out of the Royale before. Something bad happened. Worse than getting my arm torn off. But Sam was my friend. You head to the docks and I'll see if I can track down Sam's sister, Jessica. She might be able to help us. See you when I get back. The Ripper killed Sam, and maybe he or she slipped up with this latest victim, left some useful evidence. Only one way to find out. South Seattle's your typical industrial area. Grit, grime, and grey. The rain doesn't help matters any. Layers of dirt, mixed with abandoned wooden pallets, repurposed to make makeshift furniture for the day workers. Garbage collects in the gutters of the broken down streets. Disreputable is this district's middle name. Your destination, the National Transport Safety Board warehouse, is located on the small strip of docks towards the less maintained end of the waterfront. Despite the presence of those who linger in such place, it's quiet as you approach the gates. Continue. Right, so let's have a look around. What does she have to say? Hey, you looking for a good time? Know anything about the NTSB? Yeah, the bums around here have been stealing old crap from that place for years. Not worth my time in, though. Halt! Lone Star Guard. The guard looks bored. He toys with his gun absent-mindedly, like he might shoot something on a whim, just to watch it die. Hey you, you're about to trespass on corporate property. You're looking to get dusted? Street scum. I'm working with the coroner. Bronze, open the gate. Sure you are, and I'm Lofi, the king of dragons. Beat it. Can I bribe him? Get out of here. Streetwalker. Hey, you looking for a good time? 20 million. Not for me, a friend of mine. I need you to have some fun with the guard by the fence around the corner. She looks at you knowingly. Alright, 20 buys you 5 minutes distraction. Then I've got to head back and work on some real Nuyen. Ooh, ladder. Hey, that's mine. Homeless man. Who raised you, back of wolves? That ladder is rightfully mine. 5 million. Can I borrow it for a few minutes? 5, eh? Sure. Maybe the noodle machine is still working. I mean, I could have used charisma, but this gets the job done just as well. Ooh, stuff over here. Item, Fidget concussion grenade. Send it to your stash. And what's here? There we go. You're about to transition to a new location. Continue? Yep. The warehouse. Inside the large grey warehouse is as typical as the outside. High ceilings adorned with girders and rickety catwalks top a huge utilitarian room. Concrete and this is a place for storing things and nothing more. Despite the quiet on the outside, the inside is a hornet's nest of Lone Star officer going about their business, and the center of the activity is the Emerald City Ripper's latest victim. With uniforms everywhere, no one stops you at the door. It seems it hasn't leaked to the press yet. Lone Star or no, you got a job to do. Speak with Sergeant Argyle. Officer Argyle, you again. How do you find out about this murder? The press hasn't even picked up on it yet. Dresden called. You two dating or something? Let me save you some time. This one is an open and shut. I've already gone through the researcher's computer. The victim work here at the NTSB warehouse is a black box researcher. NTSB? The National Transport Safety Board. This warehouse is used to go over the wreckage from plane crashes to try to determine what happened. The VIC was in charge of their highest priority investigation at this moment. We're going through the victim's computer and his case notes include he was selling secrets. Idiot kept records. Scientists don't make good criminals? Tell me about it. Some runner like you probably offered him a cover-up his corp master's involvement and tried to make it look like a Ripper killing. Here's the office key. Check it out for yourself if you want. Start with him. The computer is locked with a 2-factor encryption key. Damn it. Shadowrun Returns playthrough. Welcome. This appears to be the victim's locker. The door is slightly ajar. Inside you see several of the dead man's personal items. I'm doing very good, Aura. How are you? Hope everything's been treating you alright. Inspect the toothbrush. The blue toothbrush is still wet from being used. It smells of mint and cigarettes. Inspect the comb. The comb is black plastic and has some wiry grey hair stuck in it. Okay, sweet. It's here. The door is locked. You might be able to bypass it if you could get under the maintenance panel. Let's talk to Dresden. Lady Nightbot, still working for the dead man? He chuckles. As you can see, we've got another Ripper victim on our hands. Looks like business is going for Dial Morgue these days. Haha, yes indeed. The victim's male mixed Native American descent, based on the condition of his body, it looks like he was killed around 2 in the morning. Cause of death? Unknown. Several internal organs were removed from his body after death, quite gruesomely. I'm not sure if the killer even knew they wanted before they started cutting. Not much else to tell yet, really. He does have a lot of pre-existing scar tissue, so he probably had a major surgery at some point in recent history. Unfortunately, his organs are gone. I can't determine the nature of the surgery. Any idea which organ the Ripper was after this time? Well, the killer definitely took the lungs. The more I look at it though, the other missing organs may just be eviscerated within the chest cavity. Is Mr. Kolaski getting any closer to a suspect? Mr. McCluskey couldn't find his ass with both hands. Don't tell him I said that though. How's Officer Argyle going on the case? He seems like a real go-getter. Argyle would love to solve it before McCluskey and get his gold detective shield. Plus, he'd love to see McCluskey suck it in front of his superiors. He's already tried to bribe me to keep information from McCluskey and slip it to him. I'm inspired by their tireless pursuit of justice. Did you take the money? He grins from ear to ear. Do you have any idea how much this job pays these days, ma'am? I don't think Argyle's officer salary is going to do much to seduce me into helping him. It sounds like the Ripper is taking a different trophy from each victim. Sam's liver, this guy's lungs. Any theory? Sorry, I don't do theories. I'm just a scientist who happens to prefer dead people. However, while there was massive damage in the chest cavity, I can see that the victim's lungs were transplants, which is interesting, since another victim's heart was also a transplant. Granted, modern medicine has made organ transplants relatively easy, but it is an odd coincidence. But as a scientist, it's just that, a coincidence. This is only the third body I've personally examined. One of our other branch managers handled the other two. If I find that more of the victims had organs transplant, I'll let you know. Who's the woman over there? No clue. She just showed up next of kin, I think. No, look around. Good luck out there. Shannon Half-Sky. You're not a cop? She looks up, watching you warily. I'm independent. What's your relationship to dead man? The suspicion in her voice and eyes depart almost instantly when the matter turns to the deceased. He's my brother. I've been trying to speak with him, but I'm afraid his spirit is too disorientated by his recent journey to answer me. You're a shaman? Yes. For all the good it's doing me, I'm just made contact. I might be able to deliver justice and allow my brother's spirit to rest. Were there any witnesses? Not as far as I could tell. Not among the living, anyway. Realization then dawns, bringing the light back into her eyes. But my brother's spirit may not be alone here may not be alone here this night. She closes her eyes and concentrates, drowning a low chant you can barely hear. Yes, there are other spirits who may be of help. Her features harden in frustration, as if she's searching for someone that remains elusive. Sighing, she opens her eyes and fixes you with a stare. But I can't do it alone. What do you need? This warehouse contains the spirit of plane crash victims trapped between worlds. They wish to help. They wish to be heard. And I think they have something to say about my brother's murder. Lone Star won't let me in there, but you seem to have the run of the place. If you find personal items that belong to the victims, I believe I can summon a spirit to speak with us. I'll need at least 2 such objects. Can you find them for me? I'll do what I can. Find 2 haunted objects. Ooh, hello. There's a large pile of old shoes on the ground next to the airplane seats. They could be discarded luggage or possibly the shoes worn by the occupants of the plane at the time of the crash. Dig through the shoe pile. You find nothing interesting about the shoes in the pile. Walk away. It's hard to say whether this is a heap of items and refuse covered in a plane crash, or simply trash that hasn't been taken out yet. Dig through the trash. A sticky substance of some sort seems to have seeped through the trash pile, and your hands are quickly covered with this stuff. After searching a few minutes, you unearth a handful of interesting items. Inspect the earrings. The earrings are made out of burnished steel, formed into the shape of a small salmon. An intense primal fear washes over you as you touch its surface. This must be one of the items the shaman was looking for. You take the earrings. Inspect the dented lunchbox. A dented tin lunchbox that's seen better days. You can barely make out the face of the grinning troll on the front. Inspect the cred stick. Surprisingly, the cred stick is still functional. You slot it into your PDA and 200 new yen is added to your account. Did I just loot from a plane crash victim? I don't know how to feel about that. Anything in here? Inspect the comb. As you reach for the comb, the hair on the back of your hand stands on end. And when you take it off its little shelf, your heart thumps in your chest. Hard. This must be one of the items the shaman was looking for. You pocket the comb. This appears to be the victim's locker. Yes. It feels as though you have found enough objects. Yes, here they are. You hand her the objects you found. She closes her eyes and chants over them for a time. When her eyes open again, you're filled They are filled with tears. Thank you. These items are all I need. It belong to... What the hell is this? Yay, the fuzz. Officer Argyle trails after the detective, only meeting your eyes for a moment. She's the victim's sister. This is a crime scene, officer, not some stylish drum circle. Isn't it standard procedure to let the next of kin? Ma'am, consider yourself contacted. Now get the hell out. Come on, if we stay much longer, I'm liable to do something I'd regret, or worse, something I'd enjoy. Well, at least she's honest. That man is an ass. She stares daggers at McCuskey from across the warehouse. But there's no helping it now. I should just be grateful you were able to collect these items before those clouds carted everything off. Clods carted everything off. Can we still summon the spirit? Not from here, I'm afraid. Spirits such as these have domains to which they are anchored. We need to get back there. Come back here later once the coast is clear. I can't stand there waiting, but I don't see any other choice. You sure you're up for this? May be a rabbit hole, but I have to get to the bottom of it. Whatever your reason, thank you. Now, since we have the time, we should probably enlist some help. They may post securities overnight, and I'm going to go out on a limb and say you know where to find kinds of people we need. Just smile. Good. I'll put up the money. Holy shit! Okay. Wish someone would give me just $4,000. Anyway. Good. I'll put up the money if you find the bodies. She produces a fistful of crumpled nuyen from inside a leather pouch, starts to count it out, then shoves the whole wad at you. I'm fairly certain that the nuyen is actual, like, fully electronic. Though it could be based on an earlier edition where they had hard currency. No. Meet me back here at midnight. The spirits will be stronger then. Return to the Seamstresses Union. As you start to leave the warehouse, your comlink chirps, and the face of Coyote pops up on screen. Coyote looks tense. Hi, Lady Nightbot. You're in the middle of something? Just getting jerked around by Lone Star. Same old thing. I hear you. Her jaws sets. I don't know if I ever told you this, but I was born in the Royale. BTL pushes like Stevie J ran his squats. Ran my world when I was growing up. I remember. She looks relieved. Whiz. I have a cousin, Gino, who's been missing for months. He's hit the sprawl about a year ago and immediately fell into some tweakers. Bad guys. They hooked him on high-amp dream chips and started using him for all sorts of dreck. I tried to help him, but he pushed me away. Then he disappeared. I've been shooting up BTL labs ever since trying to find him. You're on a crusade? Maybe. That's what Miss Kubota calls it. Her face lights up. She's running hot, has a serious edge. I know exactly where he is this time. Got an old friend who eyeballed him herself. I'm on my way. Paco's with me, but we could use another hand. You in? I need you right now. On my way. I knew you'd come. I'll send you the address. See you soon. The combat ends. Each character's most recent race automatically healed. That's cool. Coyote's Crusade. The cluster of dilapidated buildings where Coyote told you to meet her appears to be the remnants of a public housing project. The building looks like a cesspool filled with human debris. You find her standing with Paco on the street corner, eyeing the roofs, the doors, the doorways, the windows. Despite his attempts to engage her, Coyote barely says a word as the three of you weave your way through the tenements. Tenements? No. She walks purposefully, her new cyber hand flexing open and close with each step. It's unclear whether the action is voluntary or not. You circle around the back of the building and Coyote jumps up, grabs the bottom rung of a fire escape ladder and pulls it down. Without signal, she starts climbing towards the roof. Paco looks at you worriedly and starts up the ladder. Thanks for meeting us, Lady Nightbot. I owe you one. Null Sweat, I figured you could use the backup. Yeah, you never know what sort of firepower to expect in one of these BTL squats. She brightens. Oh hey, listen, I've got news for you. You know Sam's sister, Jessica? One of my contacts found her for me while you were out on your way. I called her and asked her to meet you at the Union later today. Hopefully that helps. Good job, thanks. She looks at you, her scarred face soft. Least I can do. Alright, let's get this done. My cousin Gino should be in one of the squats past the floor up ahead. I hear there's a whole lab set up in there. From my experience, there's usually a lookout watching for cops outside and a guard at the door inside. Like I said, don't know how much firepower to expect, but these guys are nasty. So stay on guard. I just want to get in, grab Gino, and get out. Right behind you, Pabe. Let's go. I'm going to go on a slight toilet break. It's been about an hour, so I think it's a good place to pause for a little bit. So, I will be back. Righto, back to it. That was about 5 minutes, wasn't it? I'm sure someone will scream at me for it. There we go. BTL Clocker. The orc looks twitchy, his eyes rolling in his head. He scans the three of you, looks past to see if there are others. Licks his lips and nods throughout as if going through some internal checklist. Hoi hoi, how are you going? How are you doing? Good day for a trip, ain't it? She leans in, whispers in your ear. This guy's a clocker. Trades work time for chips. Part salesman, part lookout, probably has a signal device for the guys inside. You want to go for a ride? You can forget you're a troll for a while. You sell BTLs, right? He grins, a lopsided grin. Oh yeah, chummer. Oh yeah. Better than life, definitely better. Dream chips, mind benders, SimSense, without peak limits. High octane intensity. What kind of rides can I go on? We got it all. All of it. We got it all, yeah. What you want to do? You want to do some crime? You want to be bad? We can hook you up. Don't roll that away. You want to be a hero? Be a hero. We got fairy tale direct chummers love. You name it. You can slag and frag to your heart's content. That's the real thing, right? Slagging and fragging. Don't matter what the trip as long as there's slagging involved, right? Coyote's eyes are hard. Her pupils tight little pinpricks of hate. You do snuff too, don't you? The clocker looks around, more nervous now. Yeah, maybe, for the right price. You can feel it. What it's like to die. What it's like to kill. How did this place operate? How do I get in? That's the best part. The best part? It's a lab. They test the new stuff here. The hardest trick, you can place a special order and they'll make it happen. You buy a pass card from the guy at the door. It'll get you in and out anytime you want. Then you can buy a beetle and slot it there. Our guys guard you while you're chipping. Safest way, chummer. Safest way. Don't you think you're hurting people selling this Drek? His eyes stop rolling, his focus on high alert. You want to step back off of that? You want to step way the hell back. This is Sproul biz, chummer. It's biz of the people. And by the people. It's for the fragging people. So slot off with that unless you're looking to get hurt. Oh well. Righto. Is he still alive? Can I get anything from him? No. That's a shame. Charlie's annoyed with an expression of boredom and one milky eye. He drones through his standard pattern. Need a pass, 50 new yen each, 150 new yen for the lot of you. That'll let you come and go as you please. You can chip in there and we'll keep you safe while you ride. BTL chips are a separate cost, last about 3 hours. Prices vary by those inside. Sucker punch him. I knew that was going to cause problems, but I wanted to do something. Oniritsu, hello, welcome, thank you for joining me. This is part 3 of my Shadowrun. I'm glad to have you here. Glad to have all of you here, thank you. Pucko. Here's Uzi. Go with her. Ow. Hell, at least I was facing you when he shot. Need to reload. That wasn't nice. Now let's see what he's got on him. You pick up a worn and mangled notebook with the smell of sweat and alcohol. Leaf through the notebook. The notebook contains a list of illegal SimSense rides and the names of clients who have purchased them. Look for interesting BTL names. The better-than-life rides run the gamut from fantasies like I can fly to real-life recordings such as Bum Killer. The list of rides doesn't seem to have much value. Look for interesting clients' names. Upon further examination, the client's list is more than a simple list of names. It also contains private information about some of the more well-to-do or connected clientele. It may be that the syndicate behind the lab is directing certain clients here to secretly extract information from them while they are under the influence. Take the notebook. It's mine now. Karma, and I'm just going to save it here before I probably die and lose everything. Save game. Righto, and let's see what we've got. The entire floor of this tenement has been given over to the chaos of technology and squalor. Across the room, a chromed-out Decker argues loudly with an armed thug, abruptly falling silent as they turn towards you. A shotgun-wielding thug speaks in panic. It's the crew that took out Stevie J's place. I told you it was only a matter of time. The man with the cyberdeck calmly speaks with a heavily digitized voice. You messed with the wrong BTL lab, ahoy. Aho. This is a Yakuza operation. With a push of a button, I can make these tweakers into my own personal kill puppets. You're fragged. Lady Nightbot, don't attack any of the chipheads. They don't know what they're doing, and you could hurt Gino. No civilian casualties. Got it. I have a concussion grenade. better than fragging the tweakers if they get caught in the middle. Dance for me! What have I got? Yep, that'll do. Ah, he's there. Let's get there. Did I just seriously forget that she was right there? I am several layers of stupid. Well, he's in front of me. Is that problem solved? Now, I think I just saw an Nah, I can't interact. Damn it. Possibly better than life database management system. Possibly, and stop the chip heads from attacking you. Oh, there's one thing. You don't Wait, does she have it? Oh, God's sakes, no, go away. Wrong button. Does she have anything? Do I seriously have to be like right next to you? Level 2. I need a health pack to help you. Let's hope this shotgun can get him. Ooh, damn, critical. There's that problem. Do I? Nah, wrong item. Let's go with mana bolts. Take cover over there. One karma gained. Optional, do not let any chip heads die. Well, I don't think I did any of that. Another 2 karma gained. You reject the BTL Gino's been riding. He gasps suddenly and his eyes flutter open. He looks confused, worse than the other chipheads you've seen. His lips are white and chapped. His eyes have sunk into his head. There's vomit on his shirt and sweat on his forehead. When he speaks, his words are slurred. He's burnt. What the hell? You flooded me out. He fraggin' flooded me out. Coyote is shaking. She looks horrified. Gino, it's me. It's Carla. Gino looks at her with glazed eyes. No recognition. Let me back in, goddammit. This is bullshit. I didn't want to be here anymore. Let me back in. He looks around the corner angrily. His hand reaches for his implant. Coyote grabs the wrist and stops him. Gino, no. Coyote, be careful. Gino reaches his wrist from Coyote's grasp and he staggers back. Reaches under his shirt and pulls out a gun. Coyote watches him, horrified. With tears in her eyes, Gino waves it around, blinking wildly. Hell off! I just back the hell off. Take it easy, Gino. Your brain is burnt, kid. You've got to get off the chips now. He presses his hand to the side of his head. His finger still on the trigger. Squints. No. I gotta slot back in. Get away from this track. To what? A stimulated dream? Bits of data tickling your brain? It isn't real. Look at yourself, Gino. It isn't better than life. It's sucking your life. You're wasting away. This is the world. Reality sucks, but at least real. You can touch it. Why would I want to touch this track? The sewer. I was a god in there. King! I was king! Can you imagine it? He looks around the room, sees the squalor, the bodies. Then he glimpses his own pitiful reflection on the machinery. No. Coyote shouts something, but it's too late. Gino jams the gun into his data jack and pulls the trigger. There's a pop, barely a gunshot, and he's gone. I'm sorry, Carla. I'm so sorry. Coyote looks at you, tears in her eyes. I'm not stopping. Not now. Not ever. She looks at Parker, then back at you. A real rain is coming to Seattle, and it's gonna wash the scum off the streets. And I'm going to burn every mother fraggin' BTL shop in this sprawl until they're gone. Every mother fragging one. Looking for trouble. Shannon's plan is the best lead you've got to find out more about the Ripper. But getting back to the warehouse is going to require support, in case the Drac hits the fan. The Seamstresses Union will have exactly what you need. A fixer. Finding the necessary middleman and deal broker is key to most plans involving Shadowrunners. A good fixer is worth the Union. It's their job to have contacts and know who's good at what. They'll put together the team you need. Magical support, skilled street samurai for muscle, or Nova Hot Decker for matrix work. Running the shadows is a life and death gamble. It pays to hire the best shadows you can. Let's continue. Cherry Bomb. Cherry Bomb flags you down as you walk through the door. Hey, Lady Nightbot. There's a woman looking for you. Jessica something. She's waiting for you by the stage. Boulevard type. Wouldn't order anything. Won't touch anything. I think she's afraid of disease or something. Thanks, Jerry. No charge, Charmer. Why is the bar so empty? Who's around? Is that guy still bothering you? I'm gonna have a look around. Who's around? I just got in, but I think Coyote's cleaning the back bar. Mr. Delilah is hanging out in his usual place. The vendors downstairs came in a few minutes after me. Oh, and Bartlett's here. I think you've met him yet. Who's Bartlett? John Bartlett. Big presence at the end of the bar. He's in the biz. Connected. You might want to meet him. Why is the bar so empty? We don't get much action in the early afternoon. Just a few salarymen slumming Touristville and hoping to talk to Madam Sinful and some die-hard regulars. Madam Sinful? That's what the downtown folks call Miss Cabota. It's a Touristville thing. They like her to have a naughty name like that. That guy's still bothering you. You mean my ex, Shane? Yeah. No, he hasn't been in since last time. No calls or pages or handwritten notes either. Weird. He was so persistent, I guess he finally got the message. Maybe he'll find someone at the Universal Brotherhood of his and settle down. I'm gonna have a look around. Have fun. Actually, who's this guy? John Bartlett. John Bartlett. Full of life, with a quick smile. The man tilts his head and watches you approach. Hey, lady, what's shaking? Little of this, a little of that. I hear that, old mate. I might have something for you if you got the Union. Time is money. I'm listening. You ever heard of the Nephilim Network? Of course you have. And in the know lady like you has to have heard of the premier merc out there. If you say so. We're a tight unit. We cost a bit more than the common rattle, but we're worth it. Van Grass. I'm very busy. You show me something worth my time, or you walk away. Got a juicy list of BTL clients straight from the Yakuza Syndicate lab. That dangerous info? I'd rather not handle it. So how much? 600? Deal. It's done. Just what? Let's talk to Jessica for now. At a glance you can tell that Sam's sister Jessica is from a different world. The opposite of Sam in almost every way. Her suit is tailored, her eyes are sharp, and her style exudes authority. Miss Watts? Jessica Watts? She eyes She eyes you up and down, warily. She does a good job of hiding it, but it is clear that she is well outside her comfort zone. Yes, and you are? Lady Nightbot, I'm looking into your brother Sam's death. I was told as much on the phone. A woman called herself Coyote contacted me this morning. He informed me that my brother was dead, and that I should come to this place and speak to someone about an investigation. Sam didn't die of natural causes. He was murdered. She briefly casts her eyes skyward, then gives a small shake of her head. I wish I could say it's a shock, but given the circle he ran in, Sam hadn't run in the shadows in years. If you say so. But even so, look at this place, look at the people, and you. She then furrows her brow, regarding you more critically. You're not with the police, are you? Oh, I'm not. Is that a problem? Her frown grows more pronounced. No, it's just that I don't want anyone else getting hurt on account of my brother. Surely there is an official police investigation going on. Why not let the professionals handle it? Lone Star, professional? Not the ones I've seen. But you must have better things to do than waste your time searching for whoever killed my low-life brother. The low-lives have to stick together. Besides, I'm not doing it for free. She seems genuinely surprised. Someone's paying you? I find that hard to believe that anyone who really knows Sam would put up with money. Who is it? Sam hired me from beyond the grave. I don't understand. It's called a dead man switch. It's triggered when he died. Am I to believe that my drunken sort of a brother hired you to find the person who killed him after he died? Her boredom mask drops momentarily, and in a sigh of relief, a brief glimpse of real emotion. I left Seattle to get away from Sam and his bullshit. Now I'm back. He's dead, and I still have to deal with him. Jessica composes herself, and in a breath, the mask is back in place. Listen to me, Lady Nightbot. You seem like a decent person, but I'm trying to move on with my life. Our mother killed herself last year, and Sam? Well, Sam was Sam, you know? I've worked so hard to put my family issues behind me. I don't want to see this drag on. I'm closing in. I can feel it. You're not asking me to quit, are you? No, I don't know. Maybe. On the streets, honor still means something. I'm sticking with the job. Honor? How about honoring the wishes of the living instead of the dead? She sighs. She's done. Never mind, I can see that you're not going to let this go, and I respect that you are honouring my brother's memory. In your own way. But I hope you can understand how emotional this is for me. Jessica's demeanour instantly changes from reluctant to helpful in the span of a single meditative breath. Maybe you can do some things in a way that the police can't. And maybe I can help. What do you need from me? When was the last time you spoke to Sam? It's been ages. Can't even remember. The bartender here recalls Sam complaining about arguments with his sister. I don't know what to say. Maybe he dwelled in the past when he was in his cups. We certainly argued through when we were younger. Where were you in the night of Sam's murder? I will overlook the implied accusation and tell you that I was at the fundraiser all evening. A very crowded fundraiser. Did Sam have any enemies? Sam's biggest enemy was Sam. I don't know any others. Why would you know better than me these days? Were you and your brother close? I think I've made my feelings about Sam pretty clear, don't you? You don't seem to care whether his killer faces justice. Of course I want justice. I just can't let him drag me down again. Show a picture of her and Sam as a child. Jessica takes the photo from your guardedly, as if it might sting her. But that guard drops the moment she looks at it. Where did you find this? Sam's bunk. I can't believe he kept this. It was one of the few possessions he had. She studies the older photo for several moments. What happened between the two of you? Things were different back then. We were different. We were family. Then after our father died, things began to change, and we couldn't go back to new normal. With our dad around, there was always a reassuring order to our lives. But after everything got mixed up, you can never really appreciate the importance of a person in your life until they're gone. The remorse plays wet across her eyes, and it seems that she's not just talking about her father. Jessica then steels herself to tell the rest. Sam tried to be the man of the house. He truly did, but he couldn't handle it. And pretty soon he had spent every dime of our father's life insurance. Every dime. After that was gone, with Mum working 2-3 jobs, he spent all her money too. I couldn't stand the way he abused her trust. So finally, I just had to leave. She holds the photo forward, one part of her ready to relinquish it along with the past, and another looking to hold on to both. May I keep this? Sure, got what I needed from it. Thank you. Tell me about your mother and her death. She was a devoted Catholic. I don't think it's an exaggeration to say that her sacrificed her life for Sam and me. But she turned a blind eye to what Sam was becoming, refused to acknowledge his downward slide. I couldn't watch her do any more, and so I moved out. After I left, we drifted farther and farther apart. I wasn't here when she died. In fact, I didn't know about it until I returned to Seattle 5 months ago. Where were you living before you moved back here? Toll-free. What brought you down here? It was less of what brought me here and what made me leave here. I felt lost in Seattle, so I moved to California to see if I could find myself. And did you? Actually, yes. While I was there, I developed a whole new outlook on life, a vision of what could become, and I came back to help make it happen. I've taken up enough of your time. Thank you, Miss Watts. Just as well, I need to go back to the office. Before I go, you should know that I'm re-entering my mother's body tomorrow, and I'm arranging to have Sam buried with her. The funeral is tomorrow at Our Lady of the Blessed Sacrament, 7 o'clock. You're more than welcome to attend. I wouldn't miss it. Goodbye, Lady Nightbot. I hope you find what you're looking for. Stay safe. Coyote. Coyote is wiping down the bar. She doesn't stop when you approach. Keeps her eyes to work. Hey, you okay? Yep, fine. Listen, Lady Nightbot, I don't want to talk about what happened with Gino, okay? What's done is done. Gino's dead, I'm alive, and that's all there is to it. It's the Barons, right? Nothing more to do or say. I'm gonna be looking for work. Your kind of work. So if something comes up, keep me in mind. I will. Okay, I'm gonna do this now. The afternoon checklist isn't going to finish itself. Glad to see you well, Lady Nightbot. And you too, Mr. Clowie. Holding down the fort? As always, though people are more on edge than usual. Word got around that the latest Ripper killing, and people aren't feeling safe, and when people feel unsafe, they either go to ground or they huddle up. You notice how empty the streets are these days? That's because everyone's either locked up in their squats, holed up in places like this, or seeking refuge in the nearest Universal Brotherhood chapter house. Safety in number, chumber. Not that we need numbers here. I got it covered. I'll bet you do. See you later, Mr. Clowie. Later. Right, let's get the second run underway. I don't think it'll take too long, but I'm not 100% certain. If you're talking to me, there's business to transact. Am I right? Of course you're right. It's your job to be right. This is correct. You are a smart lady. What can I do for you, smart lady? I need to put a crew together. You got scratch, or are you planning to pay me out of your earnings? How much is this gonna cost me? Well, for your speed, hired help run you about 1,200 ahead. If you start taking on tougher jobs, well, they're more experienced, the runner, the higher the rates. I can pay for runners up front. Excellent. We agree on terms. I've got some runners on call if you got any special requests. Yeah, I'm ready to go. Let's see them. Okay, so we've got Shannon Half-Sky. She's going to be with us. Is Coyote on this list? Sometimes characters that you come across can join you for free. Anywhere to... we don't need any problems in pay. Well, we've already got 2 Shamans, so we don't need another one. I think we got this going. Let's do this. Hire these runners and meet Shannon on the NTSB warehouse. Confirmed. Return to the docks. You return to the docks to meet Shannon Half-Sky. Although the Ripper's latest victim was her brother, but Shannon appears cool and professional, a consummate runner by birth. If not by trade, she'll get the job done. And hopefully, one of the hearth spirits of this place can point you towards the Ripper. Dealing with spirits can be a tricky business, but then they deliver. It's pure platinum. One doesn't have to be a Indian shaman to summon and control spirits. Anyone with magical talent can do it. But Shannon seems to have a particular connection to the spirit world. As you approach the gate, you know something's not right. The dock's already strange and uncomfortable at night, triggering the need for caution. Then you see it. The guards are missing and the gates have been smashed in. Spirit control. I like the idea of not losing control of my spirits. Conjuring. Main components to calculate the hit. Yeah. So let's go with that. And confirm. About time you show up. Looks like we weren't the only ones who wanted to take advantage of the situation. A bunch of mercs have locked down the area. I don't think they're here for us though. My guess is there's something worth a bit of coin left in the warehouse. Shouldn't be much of a problem. Well, it was for Lone Star. They're all dead. Hope you're a better shot than they are. Huh? Scrawny guard. You there. This block is off limits. We've got a gas leak on the dock here. No loitering. This guy doesn't look like one of the hired mercenaries. Hey, are you even listening? Get out of here. Really, guy? They aren't paying you enough, especially not the Lone Star sent a response team. Frag, I knew she was lying. Told me they jammed all the Lone Star channels. Damn it, I'm out. Well, there's one problem dealt with. Oops. Found out in security area. Oh well. What a bad day to be you, friends. Nature element fetish. Summons a force 2 nature elemental. Is that a nature elemental? I mean, sure. How do you miss from there? Oh well, over there. Why would they come closer? I'll never understand some of the decisions they make. We don't need that. Got a line aside, eh? Okay, even I'm questioning how that missed. As soon as the last merc hits the ground, the dogs become eerily silent. You head inside the darkened warehouse with Shannon. Her eyes have that far-off gaze associated with looking into the astral plane. When the world changed, the Native American tribes made a resurgence as well, demanding a place in the new world. They got it. The Salish Shidhi Council, I butchered that pronunciation, and I am sorry, now represents 8.6 million Amerindians across the multitude of tribes. Salish, Makar, Sinsarak, and others. They've adopted the awakening better than other nations, thanks to a deeper connection to the world, both physical and spiritual. You can see the connection alive in Shannon now. You notice the shift in her focus as she returns to the present. She nods to you. She can sense the spirits in the place, and you just need to find them. No matter how you look at it, there's problems all rounds. Well, well. It would appear that they enjoy being really close. Really? At least that's one problem. Does she have any healing? No. She does have an item though. And I'm hoping so does he. Right. I need you to go in here because I think there's a laptop or something in here that I couldn't get into earlier. And I know that there's something over there too. Can I access this thing again? No. Damn it. That was a waste of time. Well, that's a shame. Hehehe. That's one less problem to deal with. This guy, on the other hand. Can I do anything over there? No. Well, I tried. Option: find all the pay data the runners are on. Forgotten souls. The air grows cold. The spirits of the dead children coalesce from beyond your breath. Their cherubic faces are burned, and their lips quiver as they are about to cry. But their eyes are round and vacant, and they glare at you now, unblinking. We are the innocent who have perished in the flames, choking on smoke. As we fell from the sky, crying for our mothers, you bring anchors to this world, which was once home to us, and we will use them to testify. Show the first magical fetish to the spirits. We no longer see the world of flesh seeker, only the essence and auras of the living. Words, though, words may echo through the veil, and sometimes we may hear them. Last night this place was filled with screaming that went on and on, drawing us to it, and was a man crying out for a witness as he did. As so we came to bear witness, but fled in terror before the malevolent spirit that profaned the man's remains. The spirit was other, too was not of this place. It had twisted its way through the veil and through the dark to come here. Show the second magical fetish to the spirits. The other had gone and returned to our spiritual. We found two creatures of flesh. One you would call an elf, unsigned technology, and able to channel the energies of the cosmos, yet his spirit was corrupt from within. He was dark and twisted, yet not like the other, so we did not flee. The second we knew to be a troll. Ribbons of his essence had been flayed from him, leaving cold machinery behind. His aura was an aura of one simple and confused. Between elf and the troll lay the remains of the man who sends to us for justice. The elf, his essence remains in this place, where the man died. Something has been left behind, a small part of him, perhaps. Spirit, can you tell us any more? The spirits begin to fade, all but one. Its eyes harden and it takes full measure of you, as if to commit everything about you to memory. No, we must not stay. With the spirits gone, the young shaman releases her hold on the magical tether connecting her to the other realm. She reels from the backlash, or perhaps from the emotional toll of knowing her brother's last moments. They saw him. They were with him when he died. Are you alright? She takes a series of controlled breaths, only shuddering with the first few. No, but I will be. I don't want that for him. Not what those poor souls have endured. My brother deserves to be free. He will be once we find his killer. Yes, the elf and the troll. We have to find that piece of the elf these spirits spoke of. It's our best hope to stopping this. Shannon Half-Blood. This is what the spirits wanted us to find. The piece of my brother's killer. It's not much, but it's enough. She scowls at it, looking every bit like she intends to reach through the small sample and dismember its owner from afar. And perhaps she can. Is that enough to target a spell? All I need is a drop, and adequate time. But I'm still feeling quite drained. I need to rest a bit before I can try anything so involved. When I'm able, I'll commune with Bear, consult the spirits, and do what must be done. But in the meantime, you may take some portion of the sample to pursue a more conventional avenue of attack. I have some friends that might be able to help. Good. Let me know if you learn anything about this elf and troll pair. And should you find them, I want to be there when they are brought low. I want to see the light leave their eyes for my brother. I'll see what I can do. You're about to transition to a new without its colourful staff cast of regulars and posting tourists, the Union feels hollow. The front bar and lounge are deserted, except for a handful of janitors. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to stop it here. Thank you very much for being here today. Better save this. Let's exit out. I've already saved it. Exit game. Whoops, wrong one. There we go. Okay, so everyone, thank you very much for joining me this evening. I love each and every one of you, and with that, thank you very much. That's supposed to say goodnight, by the way. I need to fix that. Thank you once again, and I shall see you next time.